Hello, my name's Simon Groom and I'm Director of Exam Training and Practical Guidance here at Tolley. At Tolley we have a wide range of products to help tax and accounting professionals to do their job. One of those products is our practical guidance product called TolleyGuidance. And what we want to do is to talk to you today a little bit about the Robert Morgan case. Now, with me today to discuss this is Ben Saunders, who's
Hello.
a tax manager on our owner-managed business module of TolleyGuidance. Now, what we're going to look at today is a little bit about why it's important for you and your clients, and then to tell you where you can find out more information about the case and what you need to do now. So, Ben, can you tell us a little bit about why this case is so important?
Well, this case is important because it does question HMRC's ability to make automatic daily penalties. It's a first-tier tribunal decision, which means that it's not actually, it doesn't set a legally binding precedent, but the facts of the case will be common with most taxpayers in the self-assessment system. So the finding of fact will be applicable to a lot of self-assessment tax return submissions which were submitted and received daily penalties. Okay.
So I imagine that there's going to be a number of people out there in this situation. So who can potentially challenge these and take advantage of this decision?
Well, really, it's going to be anybody who has received daily penalties. The finding of facts in it is quite fundamental. Primarily, the case relates to self-assessment tax returns for individuals, but because HMRC's systems are automated, we think that it will be equally applicable to partnership tax returns, trust tax, income tax returns, and it also may be applicable to stamp duty, land tax returns, and inheritance tax returns, depending on the facts of the case, but primarily it's self-assessment tax returns. And it should be available to any taxpayer who has received daily penalties, whether they are within the 30-day time limit to appeal or not. If you're outside that time limit, we think it is possible for you to appeal on the basis of using a reasonable excuse of that the facts weren't available, that HMRC failed to issue a notice correctly.
So these are the £10 daily penalties that have come in recently, aren't they?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So what was the original challenge? I mean, why? Because surely, I mean, my understanding was that we've got these daily penalties, and it was fairly clear that the revenue could impose them. So how come we've had this case?
Well, the case was brought in relation to not only the daily penalties, but the fixed £100 late filing penalty as well, and really this came out on pretty much technicality. It was against the background of them trying to argue a reasonable excuse, and in the case of one of the taxpayers, it was found that there was special circumstances where the daily penalties wouldn't apply anyway. That was Robert Morgan. In the case of Mr. Donaldson, HMRC will be appealing because it was found purely on the technicality that HMRC failed to issue a notice in advance of applying the daily penalties, and the tribunal decided that the legislation should be read on a purposive basis, where the purpose of the penalties was to incentivise taxpayers' compliance rather than to punish non-compliance. So really they addressed the fundamental way in which HMRC have decided to apply these penalties.
So, I mean, based on what you've said, I'm sure there are a number of practitioners out there who, will have clients in this position, and the case is being widely publicised, I know, and clients will be aware of it, and clients will be wanting to talk to their advisor about it and get some advice on what they can do.
Yeah. What we've done is we've prepared a news item explaining the basis on which you can appeal, and prepared a pro forma letter for TolleyGuidance so that advisors can simply send off an appeal on behalf of their clients once they've received approval to do so. And with HMRC appealing against the Donaldson case, we will be following this and updating it as soon as possible.
Well, thanks for that, Ben.
My pleasure.
So, we've heard a brief description of the Robert Morgan case and how it might be important to you and your clients. If you'd like to find out a little bit more about the case, then you can download a complimentary copy of a news item which gives you more detail, and also to find out how you can get a free trial of TolleyGuidance to find out what it can do for your practice. I hope you found this useful. Thank you very much.